What's it like to be the only guy who's caught a pass from Josh Allen on the team? On the receiver?
It's funny. It's like every year is, I mean, changing. Everybody's new people, old people, and I mean this year, the receiver room obviously is like completely different. But I mean, everybody vibes. And I mean, in my head, it's like, I mean, trying to help as much as I can so we can all get on the same page and what Josh is thinking as well is huge. So just the communication part. But I guess it's pretty cool.
You thought about the fact that Steph had, I don't know, 150 targets, maybe more than that, and Gabe had another 50. So that's like 200 passes need to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Are you willing to take some of those the load off?
Well, of course. Yeah, of course, if those come my way. I've always been a guy that's just do my job and do what I'm supposed to do the correct way, the way they're teaching it, the way we're doing it in preparation, and then everything else will fall into place. So for me, it's just always been if I got to go in there and block 50 times, go in there and block 50 times. If I got to go in there and run a route, run a go route and run off 50 times, I'm going to do it. I'm huge, and what goes around comes around.
It's still really early, but do you sense a difference in what Joe Brady did last year coming in as coordinator and what he wants to do this year? Does it seem a lot different to you?
Not as much. I mean, as far as Joe as a person, I mean, his energy is insane. He brings energy every day. He was doing that when he took over last year as well. Just the preparation and the approach that we're all doing is the same thing. And he's a guy that's just he understands. He understands, especially from a receiver standpoint, just everything that's getting put in, everything that we're doing, everything that we're trying to accomplish. So he's just, leading the show right now and making sure that we're all kind of working together to get on the same page. And I wouldn't say it's that much different from, when he took over.
But that's in terms of him. The offense itself, does it seem, or is that what you're saying, is the offense itself?
Yeah, I would say when he took over, I mean, obviously, it was great when he took over and how things, that direction we headed after he took over. And I think it's just building on top of that. So not much is too different.
Yards after catch is always an emphasis, and it was last year. You guys did improve your yards after catch, totals. Do you, what is your attitude toward that in the off season? Like now, can you?
Yeah.
How do you improve that? Personally.
I mean, yards after catch, it's weird right now because we're not in pads, we're not hitting, we're not tackling. But I think it's more of just a mentality of when you catch the ball right now, working upfield, whether the dude tagged off on you right away or not. It's just putting in your brain that when you catch the ball and you're going to make a move, do that now. So then when the pads get put on, it's just like it just happens, So it's a little funky, but at the same time, it's you catch the ball and the defense is getting work from that as well. It's no matter what, you catch the ball, you get tagged, you still get a little burst up field, and the rest of the defense is gonna pursue and tag off as well. So we're all getting work in that manner, but it's definitely a little tricky. But I think it's more of a mentality for sure.
Strength and conditioning element, like what part of your body you can enhance to improve that, or what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously getting bigger and stronger. I mean, obviously running through arm tackles. When you're training in the weight room for, whenever you start training, you're trying to build more muscle so you can run through arm tackles. Should even run through guys who, if you just got to run through somebody's face, I would say it's more just getting bigger, faster, stronger, and all of those things are, built in the weight room.
Well, last year, did you sense that there was an urgency or a need to get the ball to Stephon? There's been a lot of talk about how they had to feed him to keep him happy, maybe, I don't know, whatever it was. As a player, did you feel the sense that, we need to get him 10 targets a game?
I think when you have a guy like Steph, obviously he's one of the best receivers in the league, So, it's like, okay, let's try and give him the ball. But I think there's a certain point where it's like, I think it all works together if we're spreading the ball around, right? Because then that gets him open, or that gets me open, that gets somebody else open. I wouldn't say it's like we need to get him the ball, but at the same time, he's great. So.
When Joe today said, in this offense, everybody's going to eat. It sounds like something that maybe he said in the meeting room too.
Yeah, no, that's a mentality where he'll tell us all the time everybody eats, and that's whether you're running a certain route, you got to go and you got to clear it for your buddy who's coming running an hour route, whatever it is. like I said before, what goes around comes around. If you got to sit there and run a go 50 times, do it full speed 50 times, then that 51st time, it might be you running that out and somebody else is clearing the ball for you, So it's, it's a more of a mentality is like we're all working together to make sure that that play works and that, you just keep building off of that.
Is that different from last year in some ways? Because just with the focus on Diggs, when you have this kind of a grouping of receivers, I'm not going to rate it, but when it lacks that Diggs person, is that an important focus perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, it's really right now our mentality as a receiver room is, we're kind of trying to learn. Everybody's trying to learn every different spot so we can play fast and not have to think about it. And like I said, if you're playing Z and you got to run a go so the F can get open, you got to do it. Then 5 plays later, it'll probably flip flop. So I definitely think us trying to spread and spread the ball. And get everybody open, get everybody involved, allows for us to have so much more targets, and as a group, if we all know what we're doing.
What have you seen from Keon?
I mean, he's an animal. Just his mentality starts with his mentality. Every time he touches the field, like he's on go mode, like he's ready to go. He's made some crazy catches, run some really good routes. Great dude. Like I said, brings the energy every single day. Love the dude.
How settled in do you feel that guys are with, Brady in his, first full season as OC with a bunch of new guys in the receiver room?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going great. I think everybody's settling just fine. I think with Joe Brady, he's, like I said, just his energy and how likable he is as a guy and a coach, and his mentality towards football and his love for the game. When you're a new guy and you come in, it's like you hit the jackpot. Like he's a great dude, great coach, and you want to work hard for him. So.
Khalil, do you have to take more of a leadership role this year? Because there might be guys in that room that have more NFL experience than you, but you have the most Bills experience in that room. Do you have to be more of a leader in that room?
Yeah, I mean, I've always looked at it as I'm not much of a vocal guy, but when we touch the field, I'm going to show by example. When we're in the weight room, I'm going to show by example. Anybody comes in with a question, I got the answer. If I don't got the answer, I'm going to go get it for them. Been working on being a little bit more vocal, but with staying true to myself and who I am. But I would just say the main thing of my leadership is by example for sure.
How has Coach Henry, demeanor been into his second year now that he has a brand new receiver?
Yeah, Coach Henry's awesome. Just with him being here his second year and working, I mean, it's a whole new room, so it's like it's kind of a restart as well. But I mean, his mentality towards the game and towards being a wideout. The influence it has on us to get open and to be dogs when we touch the field, like that starts with him, and he shows up every day and makes sure that we have that mentality when we step onto the field. If not, he corrects us and makes sure that we're in our best shape possible to make plays.
I know he's in a different room, in the tight end room, but Dalton Kincaid, how much have you seen him grow from his first year to this year, what you've seen so far from him in the offseason? Yeah,
I mean, he's amazing. Just his feel for the game and even in the run game, just him making blocks and just sometimes the transition can be a little tricky from college to the NFL, and he stepped right into the fire and was going crazy and dealt with it like a professional. He's a true professional for sure.
Building.
Great dude. Funny guy. Likes to have fun, but also knows when to flip the switch and turn it on when it's go time. So he's great.
I guess there's going to be a lot of Steph questions between now and September, so let's throw another one out there. So, like his practice approach, he took every practice intense.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Now you're like, so there's not many people were around for that last week.
Yeah.
Who takes over that, or do you need somebody to kind of not be like him?
Yeah.
You be yourself, but.
Right.
To bring that practice mentality. What do you think about that?
I think we're all professionals. I think we all understand the importance of practice and the reps that we get and making the most of them and the preparation as well. I would say really, Mack is a guy who brings crazy juice every single day. But other than that, I think we're all kind of collectively as a group getting each other going. Obviously, it was very visible with Steph last year when he would step onto the practice field and running from drill to drill, and just his how intense he was and how ready he was every time he touched the practice field. I think now it's more of like I said, we're all professionals and we all kind of know that right here, right now, this practice is the most important thing, and we have to make sure that we take every rep serious.
The Pittsburgh touchdown, was that you view that as a statement play for you?
Honestly, man, I was just playing football. It's funny. People are like, how do you do that, or how did you do that? And for me, I mean, caught the ball and just reacted and just played ball. It's kind of hard to. I wouldn't say it was just like a statement thing, but I think it definitely showed a lot of my capabilities and what I can do.
You mentioned Mack. I feel like he is really vocal. He seems like he brings a lot of juice. Like, what do you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, Mack is great. I mean, ever since he's gotten to the building, he's been a guy that's been upstairs talking to the coaches, making sure that, every single play, every, run play, whatever it is very detailed. And like I said, when he steps onto that field, he's like on go mode. And I think in our receiver room right now, he's probably the most vocal one. Just bringing the energy, bringing the juice, talking trash, whatever it is, man. He's great.